It turns out this woman, her 2 or 3 kids are all studying abroad, and she was advising me not to travel. How else do you define wickedness? Hello, how are you doing today? So, actually, I have one mission to explain to you how and why you need to sell your land, because what I'm about to share with you is a treasure. So, my today's topic for you is sell your land. This is a treasure. And specifically, I'm talking about relocation. All right? Relocation. And it's important because I believe that if people knew what relocation we offer to them, they will do whatever it takes to relocate. So when I see somebody dragging his or her feet, what it tells me is that this person does not understand what is waiting for them at the other side when they relocate. That's why they are dragging their feet. So let's go a little, let's dig a little further. As I already said, yes, you may be dragging your feet and you have your reasons. You don't know how it's going to turn out. How is it? Somebody even told me, I heard it's only pizza you people used to eat. I cook my snap my egusi soup and I sent it to the person and I was like, yes, this is how my own pizza looks like. Goat meat with skin. So, my simple belief is that if people understood what travel abroad comes with, what relocation comes with, they will do everything in their power to relocate. Okay? So I simply want to believe that the reason you have been dragging your feet about relocation is because you are not sure of how it's going to turn out. Relocation is a treasure. Now let's dig a little further. I go from something as simple as health insurance. I'll give you an example. A friend of mine, and this is a true story. A friend of mine, the mom, the siblings are in US. So after some time, the mom came down with abdominal cancer. All right, and even by the time it was discovered, it was really bad because of the mom was previously in Nigeria, right? So for some reason, I'm not saying that Nigerian healthcare system is bad. That's not my point. For some reason, they discovered this cancer late. It could even be that the mom went late to hospital. Do you understand? But why is that the case? When you think of the amount you are going to spend going for hospital checkup in your current country now, where your health insurance may not even be active. If it's active, it's just covering tiny things. And when something big comes up, suddenly the health insurance is not covering it, right? So because the mom is in a place where they don't have regular medical checkup, or regular medical checkup is going to come at such a huge cost, of course, they won't go to hospital like that all the time, right? So this cancer was discovered very late. In fact, the cancer was discovered when the mom has already traveled to US to meet one of the siblings, right? Now, I didn't even think about that part, that why that cancer was discovered late could be because lack of medical checkup regularly. But let's just leave that. That's not what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about is that this cancer was really bad. But do you know, abroad, there are a lot of advanced system for cancer. You see people say cancer-free. It's not a joke. In a lot of countries, if you come down with cancer, you just be waiting for the day they will say you've died, right? But in a lot of high-income countries, you actually have hope that this cancer could be cured, or whether through surgery or through other things, right? So the mom had abdominal cancer, but because this person that I know, because one of her siblings were abroad, the mom was able to travel abroad for advanced medical treatments, US to be precise. Oh, this thing happened like 5 to 6 years ago. Somebody that had cancer was bad. The mom is still alive. Let me tell you, do you know why that awesome woman is still alive? Do you know why she's still alive? Because one of her child did whatever it took to relocate from Nigeria to US. This is why that woman is still alive. So, when you relocate, the benefit is not just for you, even for your parents. Even for your parents, your mama right now, your papa right now, your grandparents, if they fall sick, that they need one surgery here, do you even have the money? But do you know why it's even feasible abroad? Because once the woman is coming abroad, you buy health insurance for her. That health insurance is going to cover her, right? At least to a reasonable extent. Somebody will argue that one thing may not be covered, the other one may not be covered. I am not talking about absolute coverage. I am telling you to compare the coverage, the health insurance coverage for somebody in US or Canada, because Canada is even better. you think US is good? Come to Canada. Canada is even better, by the way. Okay, that's a bygone sentence. But compare it with the health coverage of where the woman was before she traveled Nigeria. What is the difference in the health coverage? I don't even want to talk about the difference in the health care and the treatment. I'm talking about if they say to do this surgery, you need this amount in Nigeria. How are you going to pay for it? I've seen people that they even told them, oh, you have cancer. Okay, this is what we are going to use to cure it. They don't have the money to start the treatment. Therefore, their person is going to die. Their person is going to die simply because what? They are not abroad. So, when I say that relocation is a treasure, this is an example. And when you find even for those that are Christians, you even know the verse of the Bible. Please write it down if you remember. I'm somebody that I know what the Bible says, but I may not tell you the exact verse, right? So people are good with they cram the verse. Okay, good. If you know the verse where they talk about this, when you find a treasure, you will sell your land and you go and buy it. You will sell whatever you have to go and get that treasure. True of us. True of us. So that's why I said that I know if people understand what relocation abroad means for them, they will sell their land to make it happen. Some people think I'm joking. I'm not joking. This is true. So let's start from your parents. Just like I said, their health care. Their health. Hope. Somebody will tell me, I don't want to relocate. My job is a high-paying job. And they're like, how much do they pay you? The amount you are earning right now as a bank manager is the same amount that a cleaner is earning in Canada. The amount that you are earning I repeat, maybe hello, I'm not radio, so I'm going to repeat. The amount you are earning right now as a bank manager in your country, in your low-income country, is the same amount a cleaner is earning in a high-income country. Duh! So because I'm saying this because somebody told me, my wife was telling me to relocate and I didn't want to relocate because my job is a high-paying job. I'm afraid what I'm going to find in Canada. And I was like, I just laughed, I was calm, you know. And I was like, so how much are they paying? You now say 1 million euro a month as a bank manager, which is really a high amount, right? You agree with me? And I'm like, well, duh, even a cleaner is still making more than you right now. A cleaner is still making more than you right now. So imagine this person come to Canada and they're not even bank manager. They just work in the bank. They will earn more than what they're earning right now as a bank manager. So why are they holding on to the bank manager position without thinking broad? And even the 1 million euro that you are earning, if your mom was to come, nobody prays for bad things, but bad things happen all the time. Not because Dr. Linda said it, because it happens, right? Even the 1 million naira that you're earning everywhere, if your mom have surgery now, they say pay 5 million naira. Can you pay it? If you pay it and the surgery fails and they say pay it again, can you pay it? Just what I'm saying. You have to think it through. You have to think it through. Relocation is a treasure. And I believe that when you understand that it's a treasure, you will do whatever it takes. Now let's come down to you. As an individual, your career progression, right? But before I come to you fully, let me go to your children. Some people, they will tell you, I want to go abroad to give birth. Do you know that even as an international student, your health insurance covers your process of giving birth? Whether you are the man who is the father of the child or you are the woman who is carrying the baby, health insurance covers. But if you were to travel today, you want to go and give it, how much will you spend? If you put that money into relocation, it will have worked long time ago. Common health insurance works. That's just the simplest thing I can talk about today. There are many more. What about your kids? I always say that I know parents that are paying at least 300,000 naira, for example, for somebody in Lagos or Abuja, 300,000 naira to send their kids to good school. How about a school that is even better than that one you're currently sending them, and it is free? Because you're a taxpayer, so your kids study for free from now till when they even finish secondary school. And when they get to university, even if you don't have money, there is already a government loan for them to go to school and pay back when they start working. What that means is that you relocating today is equal to you guaranteeing the future of your kids in terms of education. Is equal to you guaranteeing the health in terms of health coverage and all that for your kids. Is equal to your own health coverage. So if you put these things together, if you put them together, would you still be holding on to your plane tickets and not wanting to spend it? As I said, I don't believe that there is anybody on the surface of this earth that actually understands the benefits of relocation who will not do whatever it takes to get it done. It is on this premise that I'm saying that relocation is a treasure. Sell your land. And I go on to explain to you that when I mean sell your land, is a figure of speech, which means do whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes to make it happen. For you, it may be selling of land. For somebody else, they don't have land to sell. It may be selling of TV. For somebody else, they don't have land, they don't have TV. It may be gathering your salary together, right? For somebody else, they are not even working. It may be having to talk to their parents who they have not spoken to in the last 1 year, or who they are like, since I graduated, I don't want to ask my parents for money. But you know that your parents, they have the money to sponsor you. Just swallow your pride and go and start talking to them right now. Do you understand? That's what I mean by sell your land. It may be some of your uncles or some of your cousins that you've not spoken to in 5 years and you are shy to go and ask them because on Facebook or Instagram, you've been posting slaying pictures. You've been posting pictures like this. So now you don't want to go and ask them for money so that they will not know that you are not doing well as you've been showing. Swallow your pride. Swallow it. That's what I mean by sell your land. Swallow that your pride. Go and ask them for the help you need to ask them. So sell your land is a figure of speech that could mean different things for different people. But in short, it means do whatever you need to do to make it happen. Relocation is a treasure. And all these things I've mentioned today, they are just like the tiny, tiny, tiny things. They are much more that we can't even talk about. And even some that we can't talk about the open. And I go on to say that I've recently come across people telling other people not to relocate. And the same person that is telling you not to relocate has a second citizenship, has a different passport. If anything happens, they'll just go to their other country. Yes, they may be in their home country right now because they have a business that is thriving. They have a position at a political position. They have something, you know. They have farm that their parents kept for them. Did your parents keep farm for you? They have job where they are working. And maybe they are the owner of the business and they are earning so much money so they don't want to relocate. Is that the same thing for you? Do you get? So you don't want to take somebody's advice out of context. Truth be told, if the people that want to relocate are in the same shoe with the person giving that advice, they will probably also not want to relocate, isn't it? Isn't it? So don't go taking the advice of people telling you not to relocate. And when I even dug further, I found out that some of these people telling you not to relocate, their children are abroad, even some wife abroad, some husband abroad. You now, you'll be advised not to go abroad. And this is a true story. One time we went for an event. It was a youth development event, UN related. And there's this woman that was called to come and give speech. She was talking, when she started from her, she was talking about how we have to stay back in our country as young people and develop it. No need to run out, no need to travel. We're like, okay, cool. Towards the end of her speech, I think she actually forgot the advice she gave us initially. Towards the end, so she was giving an example. She now said, like her child that is abroad. It turns out this woman, her 2 or 3 kids are all studying abroad. And she was advising me not to travel. How else do you define wickedness? How else do you define wickedness? How else do you define wickedness, my dear? You know? So, we were like, what? Up to today, I can never forget that. I can never forget that thing. How can you be advising me? So wait, do you mean your child is also not supposed to stay back and develop the country? And by the way, I am not one of those who think that you should escape from your country. I say that relocate so that you have the money to be the global citizen that you want to be, right? Which means you will help your country, you will help the country where you are, you will help anywhere you find yourself, you'll be happy yourself. And the people around you. Most people who travel, who get to benefit, the people around them, their parents, their siblings, their cousins, relation, village people, town people. Those are the people that eventually benefit from it. The other time that I came on live, I was telling you, I told you that, make a guess. And I was using Nigeria because I understand that I'm from Nigeria, so I understand the culture very well. And I said, think about it. A Nigerian who travels abroad and makes money, where is he or she likely to build house? In Nigeria or where they are staying? And everybody told me in Nigeria, Nigerians, they know very well that this is true. So most people who travel abroad, they support in the development of their community. And I'm 100% in support of that. So don't say you want to stay back in your home country and you're in your home country. You are hungry. You don't have a job. You are roaming up and down. How are you even going? You are not helped yourself. How are you going to help somebody else? And I go further to say that I have helped more Nigerians than I would ever have helped if I stayed back in Nigeria. My relocation was one of the biggest assets with which I could use to help a lot of people. So when somebody is telling me if you travel abroad, your country needs you, why are you relocating? And I'm like, I don't help that same country where they talk about. I don't help the country pass you where they the country. So what are you saying? Do you get the point? So relocation, don't mistake it. Relocation is not about how to escape your country and change whatever. No. It is an opportunity to empower yourself so that you can help your country more. So if you love your country, relocate. I know it's not everybody that will relocate. No, if I like bring back nobody, it's not everybody that will relocate, right? So, but be among those people that will relocate. So that you can help others. Yes, somebody have to be there to take care of the people. Somebody has to be there to work in the hospitals. But must it be you? Must it be you? Right? I'm a dentist. Yes, I left the healthcare system and I relocated. Happily so. It does not mean that all dentists in Nigeria must leave. There are still people who love the system who are going to stay. But must it be me? No. It must not be me. So many of, like everybody have different calling. And I will repeat, that's the person that think they're in the system, they are working. Even, they have not helped many people like I have. And this talk is not about how many people have helped. That's not the point. I'm trying to say that don't be misled with the notion that you leaving your country means that you are not interested in developing your country. Starting from my school days, I was running NGO, funding it with my own money. So when you talk about love for country, being a patriot, ask me a question. Relocation is a treasure. Now that you know, go and sell your land to get it. Go and sell your land get it. And I said, selling land is a figure of speech, which means do whatever you need to do to make it happen for yourself. All right? Somebody said, I'm looking at questions now. Somebody said, do I need NYC before leaving or starting the process? No, you do not. In fact, I advise people to start at the time they are starting NYC, so that, because it takes roughly 8 months to 1 year. If you want to start early, you want to start 8 months in advance, right? Sorry, 12 months in advance if you want to start early. So if you start, let's say you're going for NYC now and you start the process, you'll be doing it while you're at NYC. Then, by the time you are finished NYC, it's just about when you are supposed to travel. But if you wait for NYC before you start, after NYC, you still spend another 12 months. Is that what you want? But to be specific, even if you were to travel without NYC abroad, somebody does not know what NYC is. Even if you're arranging your CV, I don't expect you to put NYC. Instead, the job NYC is an opportunity for you to get job experience. So if you are preparing your travel abroad thing, you can be going to NYC while you are preparing it. But it does not mean that you need NYC certificates to travel. No. Or NYC certificate to get admission abroad. No, you do not. If you want to do NYC, that is totally fine. Preferably, match NYC with travel abroad process, so that at the end of NYC, you just travel. Instead of at the end of NYC, you start, then wait for 1 more year. Does it make sense? Like, did you get the explanation? Somebody else, Williams Davison, said, please, is NYC a necessity or should I leave it and start the process? I wouldn't say leave it. I would say do them together. Because when you leave it and you start the process, what will you be doing with that time? Be doing NYC and be doing the process. Because even many study abroad things, like you do this one, you wait. You do this one, you wait. So there's a lot of downtime. Anything can fit in. And NYC that you are doing will count as work experience on your CV. Right? Because when you are doing NYC, you are posted somewhere to work. So it's better for you to be getting that work experience while doing your travel abroad thing, instead of just leaving it and doing the travel abroad thing. But again, it does not mean that you need NYC certificate to travel. That's not what I'm saying. You do not. Somebody is asking if we handle other forms of relocation. We handle education migration, meaning we handle relocation through study abroad, because truly is the fastest, easiest, and surest way to relocate. Somebody say, can I travel with my family on study visa? 100% you can. You can actually send us an inbox. Somebody said, does NYC certificate have any advantage to study abroad? It doesn't. NYC certificate doesn't. But the work that you do during NYC, you can actually put it as work experience for 1 year. It will be of help for you. Not for the study abroad per se, but like even when you arrive, you know, you're going to look for work and all that, right? So imagine that you have 1 year work experience. It's better than not having anything, right? It doesn't mean that if you don't have work experience, you cannot study abroad. Don't take the advice out of context. I'm just saying that because study abroad is a process that takes about like a couple of months, you can start your NYC and be getting the work experience and be doing the study abroad process side by side. Somebody asked about how about UK? Same thing. Somebody said, can I travel with family? Yes, you can travel with your family. And if you are traveling with your wife or husband, they can work full time while you study and work. Your children can go to school for free if you have kids. Someone said, can you apply for MSc program while in your final year of undergrad? It depends on how far you are from final year and if you are able to get the result of the ones you've done before. If you're able to get the result of all the things you've done before, like your first year, second year, third year, if you're able to get the score from your school, then you can. But if you cannot get it, then you cannot, because they will still need to see what you have done. So somebody say, how about relocating to UK? 100% is the same thing. The same thing I'm saying that, most high-income countries, their systems are comparable. Whether you're going to UK, going to US, going to Canada, their systems are comparable. And again, most times when you travel to one country and you start working and you're making pounds or making dollars, you have enough money now to go to any other place you want to go to. Because I know that one of the most limiting factor for people that want to travel is money. So why not go to the country you can go to, start working, make the money, and then you can go to any other place. Somebody said I was denied Canada visa last year. Can I still apply? Yes, you can. Visa application, but I will say do not apply until you get trained. Because if you go and do the same, who does the same exact thing over again and expects a different result? I heard that is how madness is defined, right? So get trained. Once you get trained, you can repeat the process. Even if you have gotten visa denial before, we can work with you to show you how to know exactly why your visa was denied and how to correct it, and your visa will be approved. It's not a problem. If you know how visa works, you won't be afraid of denial, because you know that even if it was denied, you just have to find out exactly why it was denied, correct it, and it will be approved. It's as simple as that. I'm not afraid of denial. Bring it on. We'll get it solved. But most times, if you even know what to do, you won't even get denial in the first place. Somebody said, can somebody get a PR or post-graduation work permit after a PGD? 100% yes. You just need a program that is minimum, a program that is minimum of 8 months in length for Canada. Somebody said, is there age limit for pursuing foreign education? No, there's no age limit. Somebody said, what country would you recommend for study abroad? UK, US, or Canada? 3 of them are very sweet and awesome. I would say, when you start your training Advantage Scholarship School, once you start, we'll be able to show you the pros and cons of each one, and you'll be able to make a choice. And most times, you can, it's not strange to see people apply to some schools in US, apply to some schools in Canada, and apply to some schools in UK. When the admission comes, you will look at all of them and choose the best. Like, when you know this, how this thing works, you feel like a superhero. I'm telling you, you feel like a superhero because you can do, and hey, unlike when somebody will tell you, choose one school, you will not see that there are 10 different schools you can choose, and many more, and you can apply to all of them. You are the liberty to do whatever you want to do. If you are just following me, go through our posts. We post so many things, so many information. If all you did was sleep on my page today, and then tomorrow sleep on my YouTube, you will know enough to educate all the people at your workplace. You will know enough to educate all the people in your neighborhood. I'm telling you. Go through our former posts. You are going to benefit. Okay? Which countries are available? All the countries, my dear. Dream big. Dream big international. Somebody said, what institution is best for IT program? There are more than 20 institutions that are best for it. There's no one institution that are best for it. There are so many. You have options. People who attend Vantage Scholarship School, they will have the opportunity to apply to so many schools. So when the admission comes, there's this lady I was talking with this week. I was talking with her. She wanted to go to a particular school. She was comparing like, oh, how will I do it? How will I? Then we were doing back and forth email, and towards like yesterday also, she now messaged. She said, Dr. Linda, another admission came. It's better. They gave me this. They gave me that. I was like laughing. I was like, this is why our process works. Like, you will have choice. You will be the one choosing. Because expatriates choose, beggars don't have choice. So when you go through Vantage Scholarship School, you become an expatriate. You will have choice. You will choose. And oftentimes you have multiple admissions, multiple scholarships. Depending on what the scenario is, depending on the schools you choose, you have options. It's not this one you're saying, what's the best? What's the best? Who cares? So I know that you may have some questions, but this is why we also created our free webinar. If you have been following me for a long time, you must have heard me talk about the free webinar. If you go to my link on bio on Instagram at Dr. Iheme, you're going to see the link. However, I know that a lot of people have attended the webinar, but they still have questions. Chat me in inbox. That's the best way to clarify your question. Don't keep it in your mind. All right? Chat me inbox, chat me inbox, chat me inbox. But please, if you are just following us, go through our page, see all the posts we've made over time. Okay, it's really going to help you. All right, thank you, love you. Don't forget, relocation is a treasure. Sell your land to make it happen. All right.